Sup, people? Welcome to Rock and Roll Tales with Lady in Black. I'm your host, Lana Mai. Today, we're going to talk about the Runaways' third studio album, Waiting for the Night, which was released on October 17, 1977. It was the band's first studio album without vocalist Cherry Curry, who left prior to the album's release due to manager Kim Fowley's mistreatment and unconventional work methods. It was also supposedly the band's first and only studio album with bassist Vicky Blue, who replaced bassist Jackie Fox. The reason I say supposedly is because Kim Fowley refused to let Vicky play on the Waiting for the Night record. Instead, bass duties were covered by bassist Almeida. Apparently, Kim Fowley had a nightmare that Vicky had snakes around her arms and couldn't play bass, so that's why he brought in Almeida to play bass. Despite that, Vicky was credited on the album, and a Nuts record, oddly enough, and she toured with the band from 1977 to 1978. I just want to point out that my first exposure to the Runaways was through the Runaways movie from 2010, starring Kristen Stewart and Dakota Fanning, who are both known from Twilight. Also, when I first saw the movie, I thought that Joan Jett's red and black suit resembled Michael Jackson's Thriller outfit from the Thriller music video. You know, the red and black jacket and all. I just thought that both looked very similar. I know that the Runaways came out before Michael Jackson's Thriller, but please tell me I'm not the only one that thought that. Joan Jett's red and black suit is basically the female version of Michael Jackson's Thriller outfit. Not including the bass duties, the lineup that plays on the Waiting for the Night record includes Joan Jett on guitars and lead vocals, Lita Ford on guitars, and Sandy West on drums. My favorite songs in the album include Little Sister, which is a hard rock banger with punk elements thanks to Joan Jett's vocals. Just the lyrics, like "It's too late to be a kid in love, we're the kids in hate," that pretty much sums up what the Runaways are about, with their no-nonsense attitude. Also, the guitar solo gives me chills. In fact, the guitar tones used throughout the entire album are just fire. Wasted features an excellent guitar riff by Lita Ford. It's so striking and unusual that it immediately sticks in your brain. It's got a thick and driving bass line and a great hook. Joan Jett was never a technical singer, but that's why her vocals work so well for the genre. Gotta Get Out Tonight is my favorite song on the album. It's got a great hook, catchy vocal melodies, the riff is fantastic. I love the chorus, and it sounds like the song was just made for a live atmosphere, which they did play live a few times in 1978 according to Setlist.fm. Fantasies has a different vibe compared to the rest of the album. It's slow, suspenseful, and moody, and the guitar melodies are impeccable. Sandy West does the tree bell during the song's last verse and the gong at the song's conclusion, and as a former percussionist in high school, I enjoyed those parts very much. School Days has a great chorus, the melodies are insanely catchy. And besides Gotta Get Out Tonight, this is probably the most commercial song on Waiting for a Night, which is probably why the band decided to release it as the album's first single. I started this YouTube channel as a platform to promote the music I love, more specifically rock and roll music. I'm not just talking about the greatest hits of AC/DC and Bon Jovi. I'm talking about Def Leppard deep cuts, Richie Sambora's solo albums, and newer rock bands like Rival Sons and Black Stone Cherry. If you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell so that you never miss a video. I love Trash Can Murders for its punk rock attitude. I still have no idea what Trash Can Murders are, but I just think the title is really cool. But now that I think about it, that would make a great horror film. But either the murderers dress as trash cans, or the murderers kill their victims and put them in trash cans. I can totally see it now. I also like the lyrics where it goes, "You're a night prowler, you're a night howler," because it reminds me of AC/DC's Night Prowler. I say night prowler, not night stalker. AC/DC fans will know what I'm talking about. Don't Go Away is a lot of fun. I love the contradiction between the lyrics and Joan Jett's vocals, because though she's telling her lover not to go away because she's happy, she's screaming the song like she's frustrated. It's very punk rock, ballsy, and has so much attitude. I love the chorus, and it's got a sick bass line. I love the vocal melodies in the chorus for "You're Too Possessive." got a bluesy guitar riff that I think is so sick. There's an unapologetic nature to the song, which makes sense because Joan Jett wrote it. I also like the old school fade out at the song's conclusion. Also, I think I said this earlier, but the guitars sound really good on this album. Waiting for the Night is my favorite Runaways record because I think that's when the band was really starting to find their groove. Also, Joan Jett is freaking amazing on this album. She was born to be a frontrunner, or should I say she was born to be bad. I always preferred Joan's vocals over Cherry's vocals anyways. I also love the punk rock aura she brought to the band, which unfortunately is what led to the downfall of the Runaways. Lita Ford and Sandy West wanted the band to continue playing in a hard rock heavy metal direction, while Joan Jett wanted to push the band towards a punk rock direction. Musical differences definitely contributed to the Runaways splitting up, but I wouldn't be surprised if drugs also played a factor in their split. You gotta remember, these were young teenage girls. Joan, Lita, and Sandy were 18 when they recorded Waiting for the Night. The Runaways made one more album together, and now The Runaways, which was released in 1978, which was a complete hot mess. In fact, my favorite song from that album is a cover of Slade's Mama We're All Crazy Now. Then that was it. The Runaways split in 1979 after playing their final shows in December 1978. Such a shame, but their legacy in music will live on forever, including this banger of an album. The album cover is also really cool with the wire and a black background. In fact, I think this is the Runaways' best album cover because they just look like total bosses. The Runaways weren't the first all-female rock and roll band to exist, but they definitely paved the way for female rockers going forward. They basically said, hey, rock and roll ain't just for men, we got balls too. Props to them for that. Comment below your thoughts on the Runaways Waiting for a Night album and let me know your favorite songs from the record. If you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a video. Now that's it, take care, see you real soon, peace. Rock and roll rules, dude!